I'm sharing my screen first. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, let's start. In last session, we have seen the implementation of the atomicity as well as the durability. We also learned the acid properties. So how to implement that acid properties? So that is atomicity, durability. We have learned these points. For that, we are using the shadow copy scheme. So in that, we are creating the duplicate copy of our database, and database pointing into the first old copy, and whatever we want to make change in that, we are making the duplicate copy on that, we are making the changes. So and after, if the transaction gets successful, then we can say it as a uh, then that database pointer will point to the duplicate copy, that is a shadow copy, and old copy get deleted. Okay, this is the one of the way to implement the atomicity and durability in the uh, in our database management system, that is the shadow copy. Then today we will learn the concept of the concurrent executions. Yes, concurrent means the simultaneous executions. Yes, as we know, the any database management system, bank account, or any, you can take any example. So n number of users are handling simultaneously dash database. Okay, so this, that is nothing but the concurrent. So how is it with goes? So executing multiple transactions simultaneously is called the concurrent execution. Yes, what is concurrent execution? Executing multiple transactions simultaneously. Okay, this has to be done with the extra care because the complication that would arise in the some cases. Everyone, please mute yourself. So, multiple transaction simultaneously executing multiple transaction, that is nothing but the concurrent execution. Though the executing transaction seriously may involve consistency. See, we can execute the transaction one after another, but they have many drawbacks. It's simpler. We can after, but is it possible practically? Its waiting times get increased, so it's not feasible. Take an example, railway reservation system. सपोज तुम्ही असं अज्युम करा की ऑल ओव्हर इंडिया रेल्वे रिझर्वेशन सिस्टमचे एकच आहे आपली वेबसाईट, आणि त्याच्यामध्ये जर एकावेळी एकच जण जर रिझर्वेशन करत असेल तर वेटिंग टाइम किती इन्क्रीज होईल, राईट? सो ऍट दॅट टाइम कॉन्करंट एक्झिक्युशन हे इम्पॉर्टंट आहे की सायमल्टेनियसली वेगवेगळ्या वेजने, वेगवेगळ्या डेस्टिनेशन्स मधून आपले युजर्स जे आहेत ते ऍट अ टाइम रिझर्वेशन करू शकतील. आणि दिस इज पॉसिबल बिकॉज ऑफ द कॉन्करंट एक्झिक्युशन. आणि कॉन्करंट एक्झिक्युशन दिसायला जरी सोपं असेल तर बिहाइंड दॅट आपल्याला बरेच गोष्टी ह्या मॅनेज कराव्या लागतात. सिरियली हे इझी आहे वन आफ्टर, बट इट टेक टुक्स लॉंगर टाइम, लॉंग वेटिंग टाइम. So though the execution transaction serially may involve consistency, yes, serially execution आहे one after one, it maintain the consistency, but safety, the like features, we cannot compromise time on serial execution. We need to implement the concept of the concurrent execution of the transaction much more in a multi-user system. Okay, so the advantage is, what is the advantage of the concurrent execution? Let's see one by one. Yes, it improves the throughput. Throughput means what? number of transaction that can be executed given amount of time. Throughput. सपोज 1 मिनिट आहे आणि त्या 1 मिनिटामध्ये आपलं किती नंबर ऑफ ट्रान्झॅक्शन, किती नंबर ऑफ आपण टास्क करतोय, दॅट इज नथिंग बट द थ्रूपुट ऑफ दॅट सिस्टीम. मग इथे आपण डेटाबेसचं डीबीएम जे आहे तर त्याचे आपण थ्रूपुट इन्क्रीज करतोय बिकॉज ऑफ द कॉन्करंट एक्झिक्युशन. So number of transactions that can be executed in a given amount of time is called the throughput. And when we execute a multiple transactions simultaneously, that increases the transaction throughput. The next is the resource utilization. So resource utilization, yes, if you are using the CPU time simultaneously, then also it increase the resource utilization. It's about using various system resources like disk, CPU concurrently. So we will know the most of the time these resources are not utilized properly. So by using concurrent executions, we can utilize these resources very well manners. When the transaction in CPU, we may permit other transaction to use disk IO to fetch the data from the disk to memory. This way, the utilization of the resource can be increases. See, for example, just upon simultaneously the laptop use करू. Sometimes we are typing. Sometimes we are simultaneously we are listening the music too. Like that, what we are. There is an in-between context switching is happening, and we are using CPU time concurrently. So by using that, we can perform the multitasking. This is nothing but the CPU utilization. And because of the concurrent execution of number of transactions simultaneously, we increase that one too. Yes. Then the reduce waiting time. Concurrent execution of the transactions would reduce the waiting time too. Yes, of course, if you are going serially, then it increase the waiting time, but concurrent transaction would reduce the waiting time of the other transaction. And consider the situation where all the transactions are executed serially. So transaction may be of any size. When the executing serially, one long transaction is executing and very small transaction may be in a queue. एका ट्रान्झॅक्शनला 100 युनिट्स लागतात आणि दुसऱ्या ट्रान्झॅक्शनला 10 युनिट्स लागतात. आणि पहिली T1 आहे ते 100 युनिट संपल्यानंतर टाइम युनिट तो संपल्यानंतरच सेकंड स्टार्ट होईल. इन्क्रीज द वेटिंग टाइम. तेच जर आपण कॉन्करंट एक्झिक्युशन केलं तर it reduces the waiting time. This is the third advantage of the concurrent execution. Then fourth is the average response time of transaction increase. It increases the average response time of the also. The average time consumed by the transaction to complete since it start call the average response time. The average time consumed by the transaction. See, 5 transactions आहेत आणि प्रत्येक ट्रान्झॅक्शनला किती वेळ लागतो आहे वेटिंग टाइम रिस्पॉन्स द्यायला. सपोज आताच आपण एक्झाम्पल घेतलं 100 आणि 10 युनिट्स लागतात, तर दुसऱ्या ट्रान्झॅक्शनचा वेटिंग टाइम किती झाला 100 झाला ना, आणि 101 ला तो स्टार्ट झाला, म्हणजे त्याचा रिस्पॉन्स टाइम हा सीपीयू रिस्पॉन्स हा मोर झाला जर इफ यू आर गोइंग सिरियली. बट तोच जर आपण कॉन्करंट केलं तर तो ऑटोमॅटिकली रिड्यूस होतो. ऍव्हरेज रिस्पॉन्स टाइम इज ऍव्हरेज रिस्पॉन्स टाइम्स म्हणजे जो रिस्पॉन्स द्यायचा टाइम आहे तो इन्क्रीज होतो, म्हणजे आपण कमी टाइम मध्ये जास्त रिस्पॉन्स देतो. लाईक दॅट the average time consumed by the transaction to complete since it start is called the average response time. In concurrent execution, as multiple transactions are executing simultaneously by sharing the system resources, the waiting time is reduced, which is turn increase the average response time. So These are the advantages of the concurrent executions. That's why each and every database management system provides the concurrent executions. Those are serial execution is easy, simple, but it's not feasible because of these four reasons. These are the advantages. Just note down these points. First one is the improved throughput, then the resource utilization, then reduce waiting time, then average response type of transaction increase. Okay. So, yes, we are following the concurrent execution, but still there are some problem. Which are those? Let's see. Concurrency execution problem. There are several problems can occur when concurrent transactions are run in uncontrolled manners. Yes. Huh? To mend, first problem is that is the to maintain the consistency. And according whatever we want to do on our database we can do, but it should follows the ACID properties, then and then it's a successful transaction, is it? So when we are performing the concurrence executions, then if it is not controlled one, then it impact on our consistency. So there are following difficulty types of problems or conflicts which occurs due to concurrent execution of the transaction. First, lost update problem. Lost update problem, that is the write conflict, that is also called as a write conflict. Second one is the dirty read problem, that is the it also called as a write read conflict. And unrepeatable read, that is the read write conflict. If you want to note it down, just note it down. Lost update problem, dirty read problem, unrepeatable read. Let's see each and every one by one. First one is the lost update problem. This type of problem occurs, lost update problem. It's also called as a write problem. See, this is the one of the diagram in that two transactions are going simultaneously, transaction T1 and transaction T2. So how the write conflict will occurs? See, these type of problems occur when two transactions in a database access the same data item and have their operation in the interlude manner. That makes the value of the sum database item incorrect. Okay, if there are two transactions, T1 and T2 accessing the same data item value and then update it, T1 आणि T2 हे 2 ट्रान्झॅक्शन आहेत आणि ते सेम डेटावर ऍक्सेस करत आहेत. आणि दोघांनाही एकच व्हॅल्यू अपडेट करायची. सर then its second record override the first record. मग काय होतं की पहिल्याचं जे आहे ते ओव्हरराईट होतं. म्हणजे सपोज तुम्हाला एकच फाईल आहे आणि सिस्टीम मध्ये एक फाईल आहे अज्युम करा आणि ती शेअर केलेली आहे आणि सायमल्टेनियसली तुम्ही 2 युजर्स त्याला रायटिंग करत आहात. तर एकाचं दुसरं ओव्हरराईट होणार ना. अँड बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट ऍट द एंड डेटा शुड बी इनकन्सिस्टंट. See over here, at time t1, here is the diagram, time, transaction t1, transaction t1, t2. At time t1 transaction reads the value of a, that is the 100, and t2 sorry for the disturbance. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
We are at the point of the lost update problem. This type of problem occurs when the two transactions in a database access. the same data item and have their operation in the interleave manner, that makes the value of the sum database item incorrect. Okay, so means two people accessing same file, same data at a times and want to write on that, want to make update. At that time, the write conflict occurs, and because of that, we are losing the updates. So it's also called as a lost update problem. Here is the example. Here two transactions T1 and T2 are going. T1 and T2 accessing the same data at this at the same value. Then the second records override the first record. Here, see, at T1 time, here is the just a minute. Here at T1 time, T1 transaction reads the value of A, that is the 100. Assume that here a value of A starting at 100, it's read. Then at time T2, T1 transaction deducts the value A by 50. Okay. This transaction is happening. And at time 3T, here, the T2 transactions read the value of A by 100. Okay. And at time T4, the T2 reads adds the value by A 150. See. At time T5, what is happening now? Again, T1 writes the value of A item in the basis of the value at seen in T2, that is the 50. And at time T6, and here at the time T6, the T2 transactions writes the value of A 150 in the database once more. So so at the time T7 time, the T1 transaction fails due to power failure, then it's rolled back according to the atomicity property, is it? And the property of transaction either all or none. So the transaction T2 and T4 time contains the value which has been not committed. It's not committed. So the database of the value of T2 known as the dirty read problem. Because we are not committing, just we are updating that one. So it creates a write read conflicts. Okay. Now, next is the lost update problem, that is the write conflict. It is also called, we are on the write conflict, lost update problem. Are you getting, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, see here, the unrepeatable read, that is the read-write conflicts. It is also known as the inconsistent retrieval problem. If the transaction T1 reads a value of data item twice and the data item is changed by the another transaction T2 in between, the two read operations hence T1 access the two different values. टू कस्टमर्स आहेत ते व्हॅल्यू रीड करतायत सेम व्हॅल्यू, पण मीन वाईल कोणीतरी ती व्हॅल्यू चेंज केली, राईट? देन व्हॉट इज हॅपनिंग? तर एक कस्टमर एक वेगळी व्हॅल्यू रीड करते आणि दुसरा कस्टमर दुसरी व्हॅल्यू रीड करतोय. सो it is nothing but the unrepeatable read write conflicts. Okay, here let's take a value a is 100 one more time, and transaction t1 and t2 are going on. At t1, what is happening? T1 transaction reads the value 100, okay, and T2 transactions reading the value 100 one more time, and in T3, in T2 transaction we are making update, that is a is equal to a plus 30, and at time T4 the transaction writes a plus 30 writing a. So transaction T2 updates the value of a. Thus, when another read trace statement is performed by the T1, it accesses a new value of a, which was updated by the T2. Such type of conflicts is known as the write read conflicts. Is it? If you want to note it down, just note it down. Write-write conflict, then write-read conflicts, and read-write conflicts. Then next is the transaction schedule. We have to schedule the transactions very well. We know the transaction are the set of instruction, and these instructions are perform operation on a database. When multiple transactions are running concurrently, we have to schedule that in a transaction, with either in a sequence or concurrent manner, in which the operations are performed, because at the time only one operation can be performed. So if you are scheduling our transaction sequentially one after the another, then it's called as a sequence operations. And this schedule determines the exact order of the operations. एक ट्रान्झॅक्शन नंतर कुठला ट्रान्झॅक्शन होणार हे आपण ट्रान्झॅक्शन स्केड्युलिंग मध्ये प्लॅन करतो. Suppose in this example, let's take a diagram over here. All the instruction of the transaction T1 are first executed before the transaction T2. However, this is not always necessary, and we can have various type of schedule which we will discuss in this next time. Scheduling means we are planning how to execute the transactions. Then there are two types of schedule, that is the serial schedule and non-serial schedule. Let's see the serial schedule. In a serial schedule, a transaction is executed completely before starting a new execution of another transaction. In other words, you can say that in a serial schedule, a transaction does not start execution until the currently running transaction finished execution. दोन किंवा तीन ट्रान्झॅक्शन असू दे, पहिल्यांदा पहिला ट्रान्झॅक्शन कंप्लीट झाल्याशिवाय दुसराच ट्रान्झॅक्शन आपण स्टार्ट करत नाही. दॅट इज नथिंग बट द सिरियल शेड्यूल. These type of execution are also known as the non-interleaved execution. आणि हा आपण फॉलो केला तर इट्स सिम्पल, and each and every time after execution of these transactions, our data should be in a consistent state. But as we are executing it serially, it increase the waiting time. And then the non-serial schedule, when the transaction is overlapped, when the two or more transaction in overlap between the two or more transaction, then it's called as a non-serial schedule. We are executing the transaction concurrently. See over here, T1 and T2, or in this diagram, TA and TB, these are the two transactions executed concurrently. How? here two transaction TA and TB. The write operation of the transaction TA proceed, and then read or write operation of the transaction on TB. So the commit and abort operation of the transaction TA should also proceed the read as well as the write operation. See, if you see over here, just concept is what? See, TA completed over here. Before completing the TA, we are starting the second transaction TB. Means we are managing two transactions simultaneously. So this type of transaction is called non-serial. Okay. Just note down the schedule, then types of schedule and serial schedule and non-serial schedule. Today we will stop here only. Today at 2 p.m. there is a unit test, as well as at 4 p.m. according to your timetable, unit test 6. So attend that one. Hello, everyone listening.
Yes, ma'am.
Today we'll stop here only. CR of both the division, please share me the attendance. A division CR, are you there? Hello. Please share the attendance. At least reply yes, no.
Yes, ma'am.
What about A division? Anyone else? Can you share me the attendance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.